Now this weekend, college football coaches across the state getting their first look at their teams in game situations during their first scrimmages. We will start out locally on the Hill. The Alabama A&M Bulldogs returning majority of its championship football squad this season. But for Saturday's scrimmage, they were without 6 starters on defense. Coach Maynor tells us those players are currently quarantining, something we're far too familiar with as our country continues to fight through this pandemic. As expected, the Bulldogs defense struggled in Saturday's scrimmage, but it helped put the offense under the microscope to meet expectations.
With 6 defensive starters out, we got to take the ball down the field and just keep scoring. And that's what we was able to do. We wanted defense to get some stops, but in that situation, if we're 6 starters short on defense and they getting stops against the offense, that means the offense ain't clicking on all cylinders. So they did exactly what I expected them to do.
As Coach Maynor mentioned, the offense had the opportunity to shine on all levels. Each of the team's 3 quarterbacks made connections in the end zone, totaling 6 touchdowns on the day. 4 of those at the hands of senior standout Aqeel Glass. Even though offense was the Goliath in comparison to the defense, Glass says it's important his entire team gives 100% as the stakes are higher this season.
I think that no matter what the situation is, whether it's a game, scrimmage, or practice, we should always, come out and work the hardest that we can. Because, like you said, we do have X on our back. Everybody's gonna be gunning for us. Everybody's gonna bring us their best. So we have to make sure that we come out prepared for anything.
Now, of course, the Bulldogs will open their season on September 4th with a matchup against South Carolina State in the Lewis Cruz Classic. So everyone earlier, Naomi talked about how it was so hot on the Hill yesterday, but the best thing about it, you got that inside information on what exactly was going on with the football team. I'd love to know, what did you see from Coach Maynor's team, especially after this first week in the scrimmage?
As I mentioned, the offense was really put under the microscope, and they really dove into their playbook. I saw, screens. I saw check down passes. I saw a lot of stuff from the offense, and it was a great opportunity for their 2 backups to get there and get into real game time situations. Because with COVID, you never know what to expect. They could be called up at any moment. So I think that the offense has a lot of film to look at. And also, I have to give a credit to the defense that was out there. There was a lot of young guys, and they were giving their all. The coaches were still hard on their defense, despite that 6 starters were out. And this is just what we're dealing with right now with COVID. At any moment, it could strike a team. And I put it this way, something that all college teams have in common is that one opponent on their schedule, and that might be COVID-19. So it's all about how they can adjust in those situations. And I think, A&M has a really good plan ahead, and I think that they're going to be just fine this season.
And quickly, when you talk to Coach Maynor, he kind of said that holding those guys out was more of a precautionary measure so it doesn't hurt them in the long term, right?
Yes, exactly. So it's just what you have to do in these situations. And we also have to try to combat the spread of COVID, because you don't want the whole team to be exposed to that. So it's what they had to do, and it's nothing that they're not used to. In the spring, they had to deal with that as well. So now they're just continuing to take precautions, which is very necessary with the season just a few weeks away.